NIO is about to explode. This is the Chinese ADR electric vehicle company with battery swap. Electric vehicle battery costs $20,000 to replace. This company enables you to swap out the battery. It's also at a technical level where you want to buy it even if you don't even know what this stock does, what this EV company does. But I do know a lot of people are very excited about what they do, and they've been buying it since it was $1. So let's jump into the stock. If you are new to this channel, hit the subscribe button and you will get notified. I promise you only get notified three times a day. So don't worry if there's a bunch of videos.
This is Sam Putnam. This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
So here is the fundamental reason to buy NIO from the horse's mouth. He literally said he started buying NIO in 2019 at $3. Then in 2020, he bought another bit of NIO at $44, and he never sold one share. So he's still holding, and this is what he's so excited about. Because I asked, I was like, why is there so much interest in NIO? He's like, well, NIO has battery swap. EV battery costs $20,000 to replace. The warranty is only 8 years. And most of these EV cars aren't anywhere close to 8 years old, but eventually they will be. And people want to think more than 8 years ahead. So that's a big deal to be able to sell your used car. So that's what he's arguing. 3-minute battery swap is pretty fast. And if you can push a button on your phone, the car will drive itself to a swap station, swap the battery, and bring the car back to your house. And he's talking about China. China is ahead of us. So, I mean, I am listening. 85% of people live within 2 miles of a swap station. That is pretty incredible. You can rent the battery for $100 per month and buy the car $10,000 cheaper. So I guess you don't have to pay for the battery. See, I wasn't sure if everyone was really that excited, but people really are. There's also a law for battery health testing mandate implemented in China, similar to the emissions testing in the States. So there was that VW situation where they were trying to sort of get around the emissions testing, but I don't know if you're going to get around battery health testing, especially in China. They're super strict over there. So that's the fundamental reason. Now let's get into why I was looking at it initially, which was like, oh, here's a stock that, you know, is coiling up. It looks like there's higher lows. At some point, it's going to pick a direction, and it looks like that direction is going to be up. So you can get in, you know, risk 20 cents and maybe make a few dollars or more. So it's like a 10-to-1 risk reward. And on a 5-year chart, yeah, it's gone down a lot, but more recently, that's the level we're at. And we're going to have to get up to $10 whole dollar level to get interesting. But even if it only gets there, you know, you risk 25 cents, you make a few bucks, that's a massive gain. So there is some volume coming in. The volume's not, you know, blow off top volume. It's sort of lumpy, but this is also a weekly chart, so we can smooth that out like that and get a better picture of what's actually going on. You can see how this blow off top was. And yeah, it's had some pullbacks, but this one seems to be holding. So volume's sort of tapering off-ish. And maybe if it really tapers off very soon, this thing could go up on big volume. Basically, when the volume goes down, it means there are big sellers. Because if there was a lot of selling, there would be a lot of volume. It may not be a lot of buyers, but at least if there's not sellers, buyers can come in and they can overwhelm the stock and get it to go up. You can see on a year chart there's 52-week highs here, so big opportunity. So that's the chart reason to buy it. That's the fundamental reason to buy it. Thank you to Slay the Day for educating me, who looks at a ton of stocks but doesn't look at individual stocks. And then when I do try to look at individual stocks, which I swear I was trying to do that somewhere around here, this is NIO. Okay, they are an ADR. ADRs can be a little sketchy in terms of the financials, but we'll trust in the NIO army. They're targeting this many deliveries, and that lines up with EV projections from XPEV and LI. And now the question is, expanding into insurance could be super lucrative. That's a cash cow. Think like Buffett buying Geico and stuff like that. And then they also have this tariff issue, but they're still moving to Europe regardless. So I was concerned about recent price moves that we sort of saw, and this is interesting, right? Offerings, we always worry about dilution. We actually took a look at that recently over here, I believe. Could be mistaken, but do like to keep aware of this company is so big that it doesn't matter. At least it's not listed here, but it does matter actually because they sold $1 billion worth of stock at $5 on September 10th. So that was pretty recent. That was just here, not that far below the price. And because they raised so much money and because there's a fanatical army of people buying the stock, I guess that was actually bullish, which can be the case even though the price was below the present price. So that'll happen, I guess. And then we were listening to a video earlier about people raising price targets, and Citigroup's on board, UBS is upgrading. So these are real banks, even though all price targets are pretty much picked out of a hat. Hey, that's what we're doing too. We're trying to pick stocks. So this is the deal. I mean, there are challenges. I don't know exactly if this battery swapping thing is going to be real or if it's going to cost so much that, maybe there's a reason that they're the first people to bring it mainstream. Maybe it's extremely expensive to do this. It's better just to have people replace their cars because then they have to buy another car. So, that's sort of always the balance between like the people who are super in the weeds, the engineering type early adopters, and then the investor people who are like, well, fine, but I don't want to buy the stock if you're going to obviate my planned obsolescence or whatever, and you can't make a lot of money off of the company because people stop buying this cars because they last so long. It sounds insane to say, but there's also competitors, right? BYD is huge, LI, Tesla is in China, and there's the regulatory scrutiny from, who knows, from the CCP. In the US, okay? So this is important to have ADRs be sort of in the public view a little bit. They've definitely been extremely volatile and sometimes not in a good way. So hopefully NIO can be very volatile to the upside, but there's no guarantee here. I wouldn't really worry about ESG stuff considering this is a China company, so it's not like a cult American, UK do-gooder company, even though it is an EV company. So maybe you could argue that it's doing better than any actual ESG type initiative, but we're not going to get into that. So here's the stock. We gave the price levels. You could even risk just a few days ago at $7.50, risk 10 cents and try to make $1 or more, maybe $3. So that's what you're trying to do. I mean, you could do whatever you want. I'm just giving you an idea here, but this is pretty obviously a level that's approaching. So there is a reason we're talking about this today, and you can keep drawing it as much as you want, but there's definitely something going on there. I sort of purposefully messed up that top one, but just to say, everyone's levels are going to be a little different, but in general, you see what's shaping up here. So this is not a day trading idea, and if you still like these ideas, even if they don't manifest every single day, head over to stockscommunity.com. You try it out for $25 for 7 days, which is a week, but 7 days sounds more appetizing. Try it out. There's not going to be like a bunch of stock ideas every day in it. Like there will be what I think is the best stock idea. So if you just want a bunch of random ideas, you can probably find that elsewhere. I'm trying to give you ones that I have vetted. Try it out if you like that sort of MO. And if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, hit that, and I will see you in another video.
This is Sam Putnam. This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.